Hey hookers, welcome back to Inspired by a Smile. My name is Christy, and today I'm going to show you how to make a new smoking buddy, a stoned coffee cup. So if you have a 4mm hook and some yarn, let's get started. Alright, so I've got my hook, 4mm, and I'm going to show you how to do, at the same time as we start the bottom, I'll show you how to do this brown circle as well. That's going to be the coffee at the top. It's basically made the exact same except adding a row, so I figured I'd do both at once here. Awesome. So chain 4. This will be a magic circle, so if you don't want to do it this way, you can just do a magic circle. So we're going to do a chain of 4 and then join it at the end with a slip stitch. And then after that, you want to just do a chain. And then you're going to crochet over the little piece of yarn as well, but go through the circle, and you want to do 10 half double crochets in total into the circle. That's 10 half double crochet in total. So while you're doing that, I would like to thank everyone for watching so far and being part of my journey. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't yet already, go like the video at any point while you're watching. It won't affect anything. It helps keep it bumped up in the algorithm for other stoners to make. I'm pretty excited to get this on here. I've been wanting to make a coffee cup for a while. I knew it had to be something special too, so I'm glad I thought of this, because you also have been asking for more smoking buddies, so it was perfect. And as always, guys, if you want to follow me on any of my other social media accounts, they're all linked at the top of my YouTube channel. I do a lot of giveaways on Facebook. It's the easiest spot to do them. I do them on here too, though, once in a while when I hit certain subscriber milestones. And I'll post videos about that. Alright, so we're at the beginning of the row. I went in the beginning stitch and I'm going to do 2 half double crochet in the same stitch. And before continuing, I'm going to put a stitch marker. I don't need to move mine. If you need to move yours around, go for it, but I'm going to put it in here and leave it until I'm ready to move it to the side of the cup. So for this row, you want to do 2 in the same stitch all the way around. So 2 half double crochet in the next stitch as well. And you want to repeat this all the way around to the beginning. Awesome, just like that. So just keep going until you get to the beginning of the row again. Alright, so this is the next row. It's another increase row. You want to do 1 half double crochet in the first stitch, and then you're going to do 2 half double crochet in the same stitch for the next one. So 1, 2, and then 1 half double crochet all the way around until the beginning of the row. Awesome, so just keep doing that until you get back to the beginning. So 1, 2, and then 1 half double crochet. Okay, so for this row here, this is actually where you're going to stop to make the bottom. But for your for your coffee, you actually want to add this row on. So for the coffee part only, you want to add on a row of 1 half double crochet in each stitch. Awesome. So that's what you're going to do for the coffee part only, but for this part here, we're already done the bottom. So I'm going to, after that last row of increases, you want to just, you can fasten off now for the bottom, but for the top, you want to make it the exact same, like I said, but add on that other row. So I just went over a stitch and did a slip stitch, and that's the, would be technically the front piece, right? So you want to make sure that's on the inside so that when we turn the cup inside out, it'll be facing the right way. So I just did a chain, and we're gonna just go in the top stitch only now and do a half double crochet all the way around, and this will be the start of the side of the cup. So show you how to start it, and then come back in to show you what to do to go continue to the next row. So see, you're going to start building up the side, and you're just going to do one half double crochet in each of the top stitches all the way to the beginning of the row, and then I'll show you how to move the stitch marker. Alright guys, so we're at the beginning of this row, and you're just moving the stitch marker from the bottom to the side so that you know where the beginning of your row is here. And again, if you need to move it up per row, go for it, but I don't have to, so I'm going to leave it here. You're going to do 10 rows in total on the side. So you're going to start in the beginning stitch and do a half double crochet and continue a half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. And again, you want to do 10 rows like this in total, including the bottom one. I'm not going to be showing you how to finish this because I have it done. So when you are done that 10th row, all you got to do is skip a stitch and do a slip stitch. Leave a long not too long of a tail, and then make sure you flip it inside out like that. Alright, so now we're on to the handle. So this is really simple. You're just going to do, I'm going to do a shorter chain just for the example, but to do the actual handle you need a chain of 20. So again, mine is just an example chain, so I'm just going to do a few chains here, but you will need a chain of 20 for the actual handle. Shorter if you want it shorter, but if you want it the same length as mine, go with 20, a chain of 20. And now I'm just going to go, I went and did another chain, and then where my thumb was is the second from the hook. So you go in the second chain from the hook, and you're going to do double crochet all the way down. I wanted to make the handle nice size, so double crochet was the best option for it. Half double crochet just wasn't big enough. So again, we're doing a chain of 20, and then you want to do double crochet all the way down the chain like this. Awesome. When you're done, you can just leave a long enough tail on that end so you can sew it to the cup. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to do the eyelids. So I have one made, I'll just show you how to make one of them. So you're going to need a chain of 5. And guys, I don't think I mentioned it yet, if you're not subscribed and have notifications on, make sure that you do, okay? So that you don't miss any upcoming videos. That's important. So grab the chain, go do another chain, and go in the second chain from the hook. And then you're going to do a half double crochet in each stitch of the chain. I'm going in the back bumps only. And you'll have 5 half double crochet in total when you're done. Also, if anyone is interested in doing a one-time donation or signing up to my Patreon to tip me as an artist, I have PayPal for one-time donations and Patreon for $3 a month. You can support me as an artist. It's not necessary and it's never expected, but I do like to let people know. The links are at the top of my channel, and it is appreciated and really does help if you do decide to do a donation or sign up to my Patreon. Okay, so I did a chain and turned. Now you're going to go into the second stitch from the hook, or from the end, sorry. And you'll end up with 3 half double crochet in total in a row. And we're going to decrease again at the end here. So instead of skipping though, you just want to do a slip stitch into that last stitch. Now leave a long enough tail because we're going to sew it to the face after. And again, guys, if you can like the video at any point during, it's also appreciated. It helps bump it up and make sure everybody sees it more. Just watching it helps too, but liking it helps even more. And if you have any questions at all for me, please don't be afraid to ask. Awesome, there's one eyelid done. Make sure you make 2. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to make the eyeball itself. So again, we're doing a chain of 4. And if you do like to do a magic circle instead, again, you go for it. I just don't do magic circles. So chain 4, join at the end with a slip stitch. And then do a chain, and then you want to do single crochet now. So you're going to do 8 single crochet into the circle. Make sure that you're crocheting over the little piece of yarn. And again, it's 8 single crochet in total into the hole. Awesome. Also, guys, if you are ever interested in asking, if you don't see a tutorial on my channel that you would like to make, please don't be afraid to ask. I do tutorial requests all the time, and some of them are my most watched videos, and I really do appreciate your help and telling me what you want to make as well, so don't be afraid to ask that as well. And again, I'm on social media everywhere just so that you guys I'm accessible to everybody. I don't want you to feel like you can't get a hold of me. So if I don't answer you for some reason on the video, I'm all over most social media platforms, and they're all linked at the top of my channel. Alright, so I'm leaving a long enough tail after finishing it off, because we're going to sew that onto the face. I am also having a giveaway on my page right now for a few things. I'm trying to get up to 15,000 followers on Facebook, so I am having a mini giveaway though in between. The 15,000 one will actually include a $100 Amazon gift card and 2 of my bigger crochet creations. I have to put a post together for it so people will actually see it, but that is what we're doing at 15K. But until then, I have a mini giveaway going with some of my crochet creations. So if you want to check it out, it's in my pinned post on Facebook at the top of my page. And the rules for the giveaway are listed. So I just threaded my needle with black yarn and tied it at the end. Now I'm going through the back of the eyeball on the side. To make a nice size pupil here. So I always grab the little piece at the back too, and then we can sew over it as you go. So you're just going to keep doing this. You want to go in 6 times in total. Of course, the yarn wants to get in the way. Everything always gets in the way and acts up while I'm recording. I can be crocheting away, not on camera, and nothing happens. As soon as I turn the camera on, everything happens. So again, we're going to go through 6 times here, just in and out, and like I said, sew over the back little knot as well so it is secure. And you just want to keep going in and out through the same holes. And it'll make the pupil nice and big. Awesome. Again, guys, make sure that you are subscribed and have on notifications on my channel just so you don't miss any upcoming videos. If I'm not posting tutorials, I'm trying to post other videos as well, so if you have the notifications on, you won't miss a single one. Awesome. So just flip that over and you can fasten off in the back of the eyeball. I'm going through the black and also a little bit behind the white. And if you go in the back of the stitch, you're not going to see it in the front. There we go. So you can cut that short enough, just don't snip your piece. There we go. If you haven't seen already, the coffee cup is in the playlist with a bunch of other stoner creations that I've made, so make sure to check them out if you haven't already. So now this is a spliced piece of red yarn. I just took it's 4-ply, I guess, or whatever it's called, and I literally just to make sure I had 2 strands in each hand and pull it apart. I like to make sure that it's thin enough to do the veins. You don't necessarily have to do that, and if you do have thinner yarn or even embroidery thread or floss, that would also do too. I'm just used to making them like this. So I'm just going through the back and above the pupil, and we're gonna just add some veins to the eyeball. You don't necessarily have to do the exact same pattern as I'm doing here. This is just what I end up doing. So it's real basic, just in and out like this with the needle. And I'm going to go through the magic circle hole in the middle. Comes in handy. Awesome. So I do go through the magic circle hole twice here. Really helps guide the yarn over. And again, you don't have to necessarily make your veins the same as mine, but this is an easier way to do it. And the top is covered up with the eyelid, so you mostly want the veins to show near the bottom as well. Awesome. So now I'm just going to flip it over and fasten it off the same way that I did with the black. All right, we're ready to sew everything on now. Cool. All right, so we'll start with sewing the pupil on. I'll show you how to start this and then I'll just let you guys get at it. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'll show you how to fasten it off though. So I'll start sewing it on, showing you how to do that, and then how to fasten off after. So I already have that one on. This little piece of yarn is being weird. There we go. So I'm just going to line this one up with the other eyeball. Now you're going to go right in the edge of the white, and because you don't have anything on the inside, you just go in and out. It's real easy. If you need to pin them down, go for it. I just don't use pins. So right close to each other and make sure it's on there nice and tight, and then you won't see any of the black or red behind it either. Again guys, if you don't mind, at any point during the video, go like it, leave a comment even if you want, and if you want to check me out on my other socials, they're all linked at the top of my page, including the PayPal link and Patreon, if anyone is interested in donating or signing up to tip me monthly. I do appreciate it if you decide to, and helps my family a lot. So again guys, just keep going around, and I'll turn it back on when we fasten off. Alright, so now you're just going to turn, once you have the eye on and it's nice and flat and sewn on nicely, you want to just turn your piece inside out. I'm going right behind the eyeball and sewing to secure it. Just like that, a couple times through, you're good, and you can snip it. Now I'll show you how to sew on the eyelid. Awesome. So right now I'm just going to get rid of this little piece of yarn on the side. I'm just going to sew it on the back side of the eyelid. So you just want to go through the back of the stitches, just like that. And yeah, I messed up there. I don't even honestly know what happened there. It just decided to fuck up on me, of course. If you guys definitely, like I said, I do take tutorial requests, but if you do specifically have any more stoner related ones that aren't on here, let me know too. They seem to be, along with my penis creations and boobs, the stoner stuff is really popular too, so. And I do love taking your requests, it's awesome. A lot of people seem to like your ideas as well when I do get them, so. Alright, so I'm just going to position this. It's really easy to get these on because you can feel the eyeball underneath as well, so it's kind of like a guide with the needle. So I'll show you how to get this on there. So basically we're going to do the same thing. You're going to go right through the cup. One of the benefits of not pre-stuffing, I like doing it this way. It's my preferred way. I will never pre-stuff anything and then sew on. It's the joys and magic of, at least, of freehanding. You don't have to do it the same as everybody else and come up with some pretty awesome techniques in the process. Alright, so just keep going like that, and make sure it's on there nice and tight. I am going to have to go over it again. Sometimes the eyelids aren't, they just need a little extra stitching just to make it a little tighter and more fitting around the eyeball. You'll see what I mean here. See, so it's okay, but I'm gonna make it a little bit form-fitting around. So I'm gonna go in the end here and tighten it up down there. And I'm gonna actually stitch back because the other side needs fixed as well. So I'll make the eyelids a little less puffy at the top. Sometimes if it's thinner yarn, you don't even have to do this. This yarn is a bit thicker, I find, so it's really nice though and pretty. And I love how the colors turned out for it. So I'm just going to go through that annoying little knot as well that happens when you tie off your pieces. There, now it's nice and flat. So I am satisfied now with my sew job. So you can just turn it inside out if you're done as well, and go right behind it again and sew. Make sure it's nice and secure in there. And then you can snip it. Awesome job so far, guys. Now we can move on to the mouth and the joint. All right. So I'm going to just sew a simple mouth on here before we make the joint. So I did knot the end of my black yarn. Now I'm just going to go on the inside to start. So just right underneath the eye was good. This will be like the side crease of the smile. So you just want it on a slant like this. Of course you can make your face however you'd like, but this one fits best with the doob in the mouth. So now you got that on there, you're just going to go over. I'm going to push through about where my thumb just was. See right there? It's basically in the middle of the eyeballs. And now you want to go in the middle of that little side crease part. Awesome. I really like how this guy turned out. I can't wait to make another stoner project, actually. I am going to probably make some coffee earrings next, though, because I've been wanting to make those too, so I just have to decide if they're going to be stoned or not. I'm not sure. So I'm just going to go on the inside of the stitch, and we're fastening off the mouth so it doesn't come out. Awesome. There he is. Now we can make the joint. Alright, so we're going to start with the red for the tip. So I'm going to do a chain of 4 and join it at the end again for a magic circle. Well, whatever, a circle, I guess. I'm not sure if this is quite called a magic circle. So join at the end with a slip stitch and then do a chain, and then you want to do 6 single crochet into the circle. Make sure you crochet over the little piece of yarn too. So again, 6 single crochet into the circle in total, and make sure you're going over the little piece of yarn so you can pull it tight at the end. Alright, so just do a slip stitch in the last stitch. And you're going to just cut this piece long enough to attach the white on. I'm actually just I'm writing down some side notes just so you know. Yeah, I didn't know what size doob I needed for this, so I just have to write down. I'm writing it down so that I'm telling you now what to do, because I didn't have a size in mind for the doob, so nothing was pre-made or anything or pre-thought out for this part. When I actually first started doing the tutorials, I didn't write anything down, and that actually, it did mess me up a little bit, and I realized it's important to have some side notes just so I at least know what part is coming up next. Because I'm pretty good at remembering what I did for my stitches and that, but to actually remember what part comes up next in the tutorial, it actually is very helpful to have that part written down. Alright, so I'm just trimming that a little bit before I start. You don't have to worry about those though, they're going to get crocheted right into the middle of the doob. So now I flipped it over so that the outside or the right face is showing on the tip. So I did a chain, and now I'm going in the side of it and going to do half double crochet all the way around. So again, I did flip it so that the right side is on the tip. And just going in the top stitches only until we get to the beginning of the row. Alright, so now we're at the beginning. I'm just going to put my stitch marker here. So now you're going to go in the beginning stitch and do a half double crochet. And now you want to do a decrease. It helps make the doob look nice and slanted after, just by adding in a couple decreases here. So and again, I just had to stop to jot down a couple notes here. It will not take long. They are very much just gibberish little side notes for me to read after. Alright, so after that stitch, you want to skip a stitch and then just do a half double crochet in the next stitch, and then you want to do that for the next 4 stitches. So half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. And then after that we're going to skip a stitch again, and that'll be the only decrease row. Alright, so there's where we're skipping the stitch. And again, if you guys would like to like the video at any point, if you haven't already, please do. And do make sure that you are subscribed and have notifications on my channel. That is important. And if you do want to go check out my other social media accounts, they are all linked at the top. I'm on basically every platform. And again, I am doing a giveaway on my Facebook page right now. And I'm hoping to do one on YouTube eventually as well. If we get up there in subscribers, we'll have one. So now I'm just gonna, I didn't even count how many rows here, guys. You're just gonna keep basically going until you find your doob is long enough, which it doesn't have to be overly long here either. I'm just going in each stitch with a half double crochet, and see the just those 2 decreases made it nice and narrow to go down. So as soon as you start slip stitching and all that at the end, it makes it nice and pointy. I'm gonna say it's probably almost about a 2-inch doob, I would say. Maybe a little bigger, or a little shorter. It doesn't have to be overly big. Alright, so here I am skipping a stitch. And now I skipped a stitch and doing a slip stitch. First one I did a half double crochet, but that one was a slip stitch, and I'm gonna do the same thing here, making sure the tip is nice and pointy and doob like. So I'm ready to fasten off, and I'm going to leave a long enough tail to sew it to the face. So I'm just going to take out my stitch marker. Awesome. Alright, so just at the tip of its mouth here, you start sewing the doob on. And you're just going to go in and out through the cup and into the doob a few times, just to make sure it's on there. And I even go through the side of it a little bit so that it actually holds up and stays this way. You'll see as I go. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just don't go in and out through the same holes as in the cup, so that it doesn't, otherwise it's just not going to work. But you can go around and go through a few of the stitches at the bottom. And see on the side there, I just decided to put my needle up a bit higher in the stitches so that it does hold the dube to its face a little bit. Alright, so I've got it on there, and I'm just going to fasten off on the inside of the stitch here as always. And that dube is nice and secure on his face. You don't necessarily have to do those stitches on the side, but it helps, I find, to keep it up a bit more. Awesome. Almost done, guys. Looking good. Alright, so now we have to just sew the handle on before stuffing it and getting the coffee on there. Or in the coffee in the cup, I guess you can say. So pick the side you want to put your handle on. I am going to put mine over here. It just makes more sense for right-handed people. At least for me anyways. Especially for when I go take pictures and videos. So I'm going to go right into the top of the stitch and sew. It's pretty easy. The colors match, so you just want to make sure it's nice and secure, and if there's enough stitches in there too, it helps prop it up naturally on its own. This part isn't so bad. It's the bottom that you want to actually, we're going to put more stitches in the bottom than the top here, but you want to go through at least one more time. So I went through the one side and now I'm going to go over again. Awesome. And make sure that you do have this facing the right way. I made sure that the front was facing on the outside of the handle. So now I'm just going to fasten off on the inside here, and you can snip. So now I'm just going to grab some more of this yarn and we can sew that on too. Alright, so I've got this held down with my thumb, and you can either put in pins or not. It's pretty easy though, just to guide it with the needle. Once you get a couple stitches into, it just stays in place. Now with this, I don't have a knot actually. I'm just going to leave a little bit of a tail. See, we're just going to leave a little bit and then we can sew on the inside after. So with that being said, make sure you don't pull that all the way through right away. Just hold it steady and then you can put in another stitch and then it won't be so bad to tighten up after. Alright, so I got a couple stitches in the bottom. Now I'm going to go up a little bit with the needle. And we're just going to go across here to the other side. And I'm going to go up a bit more. It'll give it that coffee handle look, I guess you could say. Awesome. So now when you're done, you just go on the inside, and I'm going to fasten off as always. Now I'm going to grab that other little piece, and we're going to fasten that off first before snipping. Awesome. So excited to get this finished for you guys. Now we can stuff her up and get the coffee on top. Alright, so we've got the cup made. Everything's added. Looking good. I've tucked in the piece of yarn in the back just so it's done before stuffing. Now I put enough stuffing, but like I wanted to make sure that not to overstuff as well, because I made it so that the coffee went inward a little bit to make it a bit more realistic, I guess. You can always add more as you're going to, just so you don't get any stuffing caught in your needle when you're going to sew it. And adding that extra row on, it actually really helped, and it just shaped the cup nicely. I love it. So I'm just getting my coffee part ready, and you want to make sure that the front of it is facing upward. And you can just shove it in there. Like I said, I'm going to make sure it's down far enough, because realistically your cup usually, you know, if it's full, it's about here. So you're just going to go on the inside of the stitch. Like you can go right into the brown part, but for the cup, you don't want the brown showing on the outside of the cup. So I'm basically under the top chain looking thing on the top of the cup, and I'm just going to go on the inside of the stitches here and sew all the way around into the brown part. Awesome. We're almost done, guys. So see, we're just make sure that you're not sewing right through, or else you're going to see it on the outside. And just take your time and go around, and like I said, don't overstuff, because you can put in more stuffing if you need to before you finished. And you want to just keep going around close enough with your stitches. Just like that. And I'll meet you back at the end to show you how I finish this off. But just keep going around until you're done. Alright guys, so I'm at the beginning, all done. So I'm just going to take the needle, and I'm going to go right into the side here and underneath the brown part, and I'm going through the magic circle hole. And I'm just going to pull tight like that, and we're going to fasten that off. Everything's looking good. We have a nice stoned cup of coffee and a new smoking buddy to add to the collection. Awesome job, guys. We did it. Yay!